In this short video, I want to introduce you to the new evaluation questionnaires that we're going to be using as part of Face2Faith. I'm going to think a little bit about why this is an important thing to do and how we're going to do it, and more to the point, how you can do it easily with your students, because it is a simple and straightforward process. We all know as teachers that evaluation is a really significant part of education. If you can't measure how well someone's doing, you can't help them move on to the next level. And we want to be able to evaluate Face2Faith. We know, because you tell us, that Face2Faith is a great program and it makes a real difference to students, but we want to be able to prove that. So, let's think very quickly to start with about who will find this information useful. Well, obviously, it's going to be useful for us. We want to be able to prove that Face2Faith is great, but also we want to be able to find the places where Face2Faith could be improved. We want Face2Faith to be brilliant, and in order to do that we need to know where it's weak. These evaluation questionnaires will help us to identify some of those points. It'll also be useful for us when we're making the case. We want Face2Faith to be a global program. We want to take it to even more countries and open it up to even more schools. Sometimes people are sceptical that a global program like this can actually make a difference to students, can help them, or that it's appropriate or will give them the skills that they need. An evaluation questionnaire will enable us to produce hard evidence that demonstrates that in fact Face2Faith does all those things. This evaluation will also be useful for our donors. Remember that Face2Faith is provided free to schools because some people make some very generous donations to support the program. We want to continue encouraging people to donate to support. And in order to do that, we need to be able to demonstrate we're doing a good job. If we can evaluate that and produce hard evidence, that will help us to keep on funding Face2Faith effectively. An evaluation will also be useful, fundamentally, for you as a teacher. You will be able to see all the evaluation data for your students. You will therefore be able to see how well they're doing, how their attitudes are changing. And you'll be able to use that data however you want. We know that very often in schools people have to justify the programs that they do. We hope that you'll be able to use this information to do that. We also know that teachers are under a lot of pressure now to demonstrate they're doing a good job. Well, we hope that these kinds of data will help you to demonstrate how effective you are being as a teacher through using the Face2Faith program. So hopefully the evaluation data will be useful for all of us. What we're going to do is ask students to complete 4 short questionnaires, and I do mean short. They should take under 10 minutes to complete. We'd like students to do the first one when they join, to set a baseline for all the future ones. Then we'd like students to complete a second one either after their first video conference, after their first team blogging, after their first major Face2Faith event, I would say. Then, after 1 year, then after 2 years. Now, of course, some of your students will have left school by then, but that's okay. On the whole, we want to try and capture a longitudinal survey. If we're able to do this, then we can see the impact that Face2Faith has on students' attitudes, the way they think about one another. The analysis of the data will be done by independent academics from Oxford University. And part of the reason we're doing this is to guarantee the anonymity of our students. Your students can put whatever they want in their feedbacks, in their questionnaires, because no one will ever identify who has done what. You'll be able to see anonymized data for your school. We'll be able to see anonymized data for the whole site. And our academics will be able to look at the data, just numbers attached to it. There'll be no names. So everything is going to be anonymous. So, let's go and have a look at the first questionnaire, how we get to it, how we might fill it out. So here we are on the link page on the online community. And all you do is click on this link which will take you to the survey. Now, if you want to copy this link, email it to all your students, write it up on a board, please do that, so that very often the easiest way to do this and to make sure that every student does it is to make sure that you do it in a computer class. It won't take long, so it's probably worth doing properly. This then opens up a SurveyMonkey. Okay, and I'm sure most of you will have seen one of these. It's nice and straightforward, and all students have to do is move through it at their own pace. Probably the most difficult piece of information we need to work out is personal and unique IDs. Okay, I'm going to show you how to find those to make it easy for your students. On your homepage, and everyone's homepage is the same, you will see there is a unique ID number. It's the same whether you're an admin, a manager, or a student. So it's easy to find that number and put it straight into your questionnaire. I would think that the easiest thing to do as well is for you to have your school ID number maybe written up on the board at the front of the classroom, because the way you find that is very straightforward. You can find that by going to Manage My School and then having a look at a student's account. So go down to here where I've got Demonstration Student and click on View. Now when that opens up, you will see that there is the unique user ID, but also a school ID. We need that as well. Numbers mean that it will be easy to track people as they go through. We won't know who they are, but it'll be easy to track their responses and how they change over time. If we scroll down the page, you'll see there are other questions, just general demographic ones. Which country is your school in? How old are you? And what is your gender? Now, all the questions in the survey have the same format, okay? Between 1 to 5, not like me, not really like me, no strong feelings either way, quite like me or very like me. So students are thinking about how well does these statements describe me. Students need to think about that very carefully, because there's a range of different questions. Some of them will be about their experiences, some of them will be about their attitudes. So they need to be thinking quite carefully about them. The only thing I'm going to talk about here is language in this first question, which is something you'll find in many of the questions. It's talking about people of different religions, beliefs, or ways of seeing the world. Now, you can interpret this as people of literally different religious beliefs, different cultures, different countries. What we're talking about here is how well students communicate, or how much experience they've had of communicating with others, people who are different from them. So that's probably the only question students are going to ask you. What do we mean by the ways of seeing the world? Well, what we mean is people who are different to you. It's really, really straightforward. Other than that, students will probably be able to work through this very quickly. Okay? As you can see from the bar at the top, we're already more than 2/3 of the way through. There are only 30 questions. That's 10 on 3 pages, and then it's finished and it's saved. Remember as well, if you have any questions or concerns about the questionnaire, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us through the help desk email. I'm really looking forward to seeing what your students have to say and to seeing how things develop over time. I think we all know that Face-to-Faith is a really, really good program. I'm really looking forward to being able to build up some solid information, some solid data to prove that that's the case. Thank you very much.